Good morning. This is Eric Lofholm. I want to welcome all of you to our 15-minute daily motivational call. I'm thrilled that you've made the decision to join me here this morning. We're going to continue on talking about closing. This is module 2 of 3. Yesterday we did module 1. If you missed yesterday, you can find it at dailymotivationalcall.com. You can find module 1 at dailymotivationalcall.com. If you're joining me this morning on Facebook Live, type in below, where are you joining me from? If you're watching live on Facebook, type in below, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, type in hashtag replay. Bobby, good morning. Nice to see you. Karen, good morning, Karen. Jimmy Green, good morning, Jimmy. Nice to see you. Carl, good morning. Nice to see you, Carl. Thank you for joining me here this morning. Neil Evans, good morning, Neil. Welcome. Larry, good morning, Larry. Kansas City's in the house. Stella, good morning, Stella. Thank you for joining us. Ivy, good morning, Ivy. Nice to see you here this morning. Dave in Vegas, good morning, Dave. Nice to see you. Guadalupe, great to have you in class this morning. Thank you for joining us. Mark Rabbit, been with me for, what has it been, Mark? 15 years. Nice to see you here. Mark. Francine, nice to see you, Francine. Big high five. I know you're rocking your health goals. I'm following along with what you're doing on Facebook, Francine. Great job. Takes tremendous discipline, Francine, to knock those health goals out of the park. So great job. Big high five. Leslie, good morning, Leslie. Nice to see you. Keith down in San Diego. Hey, Keith. Harry, good morning, Harry. Those of you on Facebook Live, if you're commenting in the chat, type in the chat, today is going to be a great day. And as you type that, I want you just to notice in your body, how do you feel energetically when you type in, today is going to be a great day? Those of you on the conference call line, Marcus, good morning, Marcus. Ron in New Mexico, Harry in Atlanta. Hand write down, guys, if you're on the conference call line, today is going to be a great day. And just notice in your body, energetically, how do you feel when you write that? It always makes me feel better. Those of you listening in on the podcast, we have people on iTunes, Podbean, some are listening at dailymotivationalcall.com. Regardless of what time you're listening to this, regardless of what day it is, write down, today is going to be a great day. Carmen, good morning. Eric, good morning from Missouri. Sherry in Roseville, nice to see you. Harry in Detroit, great to have you here, Harry. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Mark Rieger's here. Joseph's here. Good morning, Lyle. Lyle, great to have you here. Ro, hi Ro. Good morning, Janie. Good morning, Janie. Sissy's here. Jason, Vallejo area. Larry's here. All right, we have a fantastic group. I'm going to get our recording started. Good morning, this is Eric Lofholm. I want to welcome all of you to our 15-minute daily motivational call. If you're right-handed, take your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself, great job for being here this morning. The fact that you are listening to my voice right now, you are setting the intention that you are going to have a great day today. So great job for being here. Everything counts. Every time you plug into this call, it counts and it makes a difference. Ideas compound. So you learn an idea and then you learn another idea and the ideas start building on themselves. And today we're going to continue with some skill building and we're going to talk about objection handling, which is a part of closing. So you ask for the order and you're silent. We talked about that yesterday in module 1. This is a 3-module course. If you missed module 1, you can catch it. It was 15 minutes yesterday at dailymotivationalcall.com. If you missed module 1, you can catch it at dailymotivationalcall.com. motivationalcall.com. So today in Module 2, we're going to talk about objection handling. So one time I was selling over the phone, and I got to the end of about a 40-minute sales presentation. So I generated the lead. I set the appointment. I prepared the presentation. I'm 40 minutes in. I asked the prospect, are you ready to move forward? I'm silent, just like I teach. That's my system. That's the way it works, right? We ask for the order and we're silent. And the prospect says, I don't have the money. So I ask for the order and I'm silent. It's like I'm giving the prospect the hot potato. They then give me the hot potato back with an objection. I don't have the money. So that banter back and forth, after I ask for the order and I'm silent, I'm giving the prospect the hot potato. They then give me an objection. I then respond, objection, response. That banter I call elegantly dancing with the prospect. Elegantly dancing with the prospect. That's a normal, natural part of the sales process. When you ask for the order and you're silent, the prospect's going to say one of three things. They're going to say yes, or they're going to say no, or they're going to give you an objection. It's predictable. Prediction is a form of power. Prediction is a form of power. And so we know what's going to happen. So we can prepare and then we can respond not off the cuff, not on the fly, but you can professionally prepare your response. What's great about this is this empowers you to become good at objection handling. Any of you watching this or listening to this right now, you can get good at objection handling. You go, Eric, what are you talking about? I'm brand new to sales, or I've never been good at objection handling in the past. What do you mean I could get good? Maybe somebody else, but not me. No, yes, you. You see, it's the word become. It's what can you become? You can become good at objection handling. You can become great at objection handling. You can master objection handling. It is within your grasp. This is a conversation about possibility. You see, I believe in you. And I believe with every cell in my being, you can get as good as you want in objection handling. And how do we do it? We just have to work at it. That's the solution. The solution is we work at it. We come to class just like this. So 40 minutes into the sales presentation, I asked the prospect if they want to move forward, and they say, I don't have the money. So now I've got the hot potato. I don't want to give it back. And I said, I handled it with a question, which is one of many ways to respond to an objection. I said, if you don't do this, then what are you going to do? If you don't do this, then what are you going to do? I said at one time, I gave him the hot potato back. I was selling a $5,000 program, and he said to me, do you take American Express? And I said, yes, I do. He said, could you split it into 2 payments for me? And I said, no problem. And the sale was made, and he received the value. That client, this is back in 2002, 2003. Now let me backtrack. Now this is around 2005. This particular sale was around 2005. He joined that program then. He's still a lifetime member. So I overcame an objection 15 years ago. The client is still receiving value. So you're going to have the prospect say to you, I don't have the money. You're going to have the prospect say, I don't have the time. You're going to have the prospect say, I'm going to have to talk this over with my spouse or my business partner. Your prospect is going to say, I need to think about it. So the question is, how are you going to respond? And the way to respond, there's typically 7 to 12 common objections in any industry. There's typically 7 to 12 common objections in any industry, which is a message of hope in this context. It's not 70. You don't have to learn how to properly respond to 70 objections. All you have to do is learn how to respond to 7 to 12. That's it. That's it, Ron. When you're selling your corporate training and you're going to go in and transform that organization, Ron, and you're going to align the employees with management and they're going to powerfully move forward, all you have to do, Ron, is identify the 7 to 12 common objections. And then when they give you the objection, you're going to respond back powerfully and confidently. And here's the great news. Anybody can do that. Many of you will be selling what you're selling for the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So put in the work now, lifetime of benefit. Learn how to respond to the objections now, lifetime of benefit. Yes, it's some upfront work, but think about the leverage. You want to pay close attention to things that you can do to create leverage. So right now in my business, I'm professionally recording a video sales training course every week. My videographer comes, he meets me in my office, and we record a course. Why? Leverage. Record it one time, sell it for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You want to be, I'm putting this in your unconscious mind. You want to look for ways to create leverage. This is why Sherry and Roy and Leslie, why I'm so big on group presentations. Because instead of talking to one person, one-to-one, it's one-to-many. Right now, we have 42 on the Facebook Live. We have about 30 people listening to the conference call recording, and another couple hundred will listen to the recording. So I spend 15 minutes today, and I get 200 to 300 to 500 times return on my time investment. So put in time and objection handling now for a lifetime of benefit. All right, so let's continue on. I want you to study chapter 10 in my book, The System. If you don't have the book, The System, you can get it from me in PDF for free, or you can get it on Amazon. If you want the PDF for free, just go to myname.com, ericlofholm.com, and Digital Eric, the video version of myself, will greet you on my website, ericlofholm.com. And I'll say, hi, it's Eric. If you want to get my book for free, provide your email address, and it'll instantly come to you. If you just did that like right now, if you went to ericlofholm.com and put in your email, in 1 minute, you'll have the PDF of the book. I want you to read chapter 10. Chapter 10 is on objection handling. So Jim Rohn said, if you want to become wealthy, study wealth. If you want to become healthy, study health. If you want to get better at objection handling, study objection handling. So there's the book, guys, for free. Chapter 10. It's about 10 pages or so. So you study that, and you get a little bit better. A little bit better. We learn, and then we have a breakthrough. We learn, and then we have a breakthrough. I love micro improvements. Hopefully on this call today, you're getting, I can get better at objection handling. If you leave this call inspired to go, I can get better at objection handling, that's a micro improvement. So then let me give you a specific script that you can use. They give you an objection, you say, is that your only concern? So how do you feel about moving forward? You give the prospect the hot potato. They say, I need to talk it over with my spouse. You say, is that your only concern? Now you give them the hot potato back. They say, I don't have the money. You say, is that your only concern? They say, the timing, Eric, just isn't right. You say, is that your only concern? So I'm recruiting this guy to come work for me. He lives in Florida. At the time, we weren't virtual yet. This is many years ago. I need him to move to California. And I deliver the recruiting presentation. I say, hey, Keith, come work for me. Come move to California. And he goes, Eric, I'd love to, but I can't. And I said, why not? He said, I just signed a lease. I signed a 6-month lease on my apartment. I can't break the lease. I said, other than having this lease, is there anything else preventing you from moving to California? No, Eric, that's it. I said, well, how much is the lease? If I just bought you out of the lease, how much would it cost you? He goes, I don't know. I said, couldn't you find out for me? He said, yes. A couple days later, he calls me up. He goes, I got the number. It's a little over $5,000, Eric. If I break the lease, I'm going to owe him $5,000. I solved the problem. Hey, how about I'll just cut you a check, Keith. I'll cut you a check for the exact amount of the lease. He goes, really? I said, yeah, I want you that bad. You're that valuable for me to do that. I want you to come work for me. He says, okay. I cut him the check. He came to work for me. I solved the problem. That's an example of objection handling in the real world. This is way bigger than sales. This could be you in your personal romantic relationship, communicating with the person that you love, and they're giving you an objection. That's a sales training term for a concern that they have. And what I'm teaching you is a communication style. Selling is a style of communication that increases the likelihood that the other person says yes. This conversation is this. If you want to get good at sales, I can get you good. If you want to get great, I can get you great. And if there's a couple of you that want to get to black belt, and I can get you there too. But you have to work at it, just like what you're doing today. And if you work at it, I have an entire curriculum. That's what our protege curriculum is. We have 3 levels of curriculum: silver, gold, and platinum. And that curriculum is designed to get you to a black belt in influence. And I want you to think about what that would mean to you. If you had a black belt in influence, what would that mean to you financially? Some of you, without exaggerating, it would mean millions of dollars. Some of you, it would mean financial freedom. Some of you, it would mean becoming debt-free. When I got started, I needed the person to teach me how to get my black belt in influence, and that was Dr. Moyne. That's the conversation. What Dr. Moyne has been to me, and he still is, by the way, because he's still my coach 2 decades later, I can be that for you. It's about deciding how good do you want to get. So today's bonus video is on objection handling. You can email me or text me. It's about 45 minutes long. It's a long training. It's going to take you some effort. It's 45 minutes. It'll get you better though. You watch this piece of content, you study it, it's going to get you a little bit better. And you just keep getting a little bit better, boom, breakthrough. We learn, then we have a breakthrough. So if you'd like the bonus video, send me a text or an email right now to eric@ericlofholm.com or text me at 916-626-1945. It's about a 45-minute piece of content. It's all on objection handling. It's going to get you better. I also want to remind you or tell you for the first time, I'm teaching a public speaking course at the end of the month. 3 hours of my best content on objection handling. And some of you are giving me some hearts right now. Give me some hearts and some thumbs up if you're on Facebook Live. If you're interested in training with me for free, 3 hours, my best content on webinars, podcasting, video, public speaking, you can request an invite to this class. We're going to do it live and we're going to record it. It's at the end of the month. So that's going to wrap up our session today. Now, if you just experienced this session with me, I brought the energy, right? I showed up. I want you to bring the energy today. Whatever you're doing in your business. If you're prospecting, I want you to bring the energy. If you're delivering sales presentations, I want you to bring the energy. If you're managing people, if that's your role, I want you to bring the energy. Right? You bring the energy. Whatever it is that you do in your career, I want you to bring the energy. If you're posting on social media, bring the energy. Just like how I brought the energy right now. I want you to show up, not for me, for you. Show up for your family. Show up for your clients. Show up for your company. Powerfully show up today on this beautiful Thursday. It's going to wrap our session. You guys have a great day. I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.